I'm going to call out of order very quickly, page 3, Brian Gallagher versus Affinity Lifestyles.
Excuse me. Good morning, Your Honor. Robert Schumacher for Real Water, Tennessee.
Good morning, Your Honor. Eric Pepperman for Plaintiffs.
Good morning, Your Honor. Joel Odou on behalf of the Real Water defendants.
Morning, Your Honor. David Spurlock, UNFI, Whole Foods.
Good morning, Abe Smith for Milwaukee.
Good morning, Ramez Ghally for Hanna Instruments.
All right. Does that cover all appearances? I think so. Okay, anyway, once again, good morning. I think we have 2 matters on calendar this morning. First, we'll just go to the, I guess, the simpler one. That would be third-party plaintiff United National Foods West motion for good faith settlement determination.
That's correct, sir.
All right, there's no opposition, right?
No opposition, Your Honor.
Okay, we'll go ahead and grant that. And I guess we have a status check regarding the impact of Milwaukee's bankruptcy on pending orders submitted to the court.
Your Honor, Robert Schumacher, may I interject briefly? There's one issue with regards to Real Water Tennessee settlement with UNFW. After the settlement was entered into, the court ruled and issued an order on a pending motion it was a pending motion by UNFW to tax RWTN's costs, and a monetary amount was awarded. RWTN would ask that the court rescind or otherwise undo that order because it is part of the settlement that is to be zeroed out.
Okay.
No opposition, Your
Can you prepare the appropriate order, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and that's what we'll do. I'll sign off.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Let's talk about the bankruptcy.
Good morning, Your Honor. Abe Smith for Milwaukee. The reason we asked for this status check is because Milwaukee filed for bankruptcy, I believe, on the 25th of May, and shortly thereafter, plaintiffs proposed to the court's inbox some orders. Because those orders affect Milwaukee's liability, and because the automatic stay under bankruptcy is in effect, we asked just that the court be aware of that, and obviously not enter any orders that would violate the bankruptcy stay.
Right.
And my understanding is that there was a hearing on Monday in the bankruptcy court with respect to a plan to dispose of some of Milwaukee's assets. So I understand that, things are moving there, but there's not yet been a request to lift the automatic stay with respect to either the proceedings in this court or in the Supreme Court.
Morning, Your Honor. Dan Polsenberg.
Mr. Polsenberg, it's always good to see you, sir.
Always good to see you, Your Honor.
All right. Tell me what your thoughts are on this, sir.
I think I agree with Abe. So here's, down to a nut, it would be, I think you can do things about Real Water. I'm not going to profess to know anything about bankruptcy, but I don't think you can do anything having to do with Milwaukee. Certainly not grant fees.
I agree with all that. What do I do with the pending orders that I've made decisions on? That's what I don't know the answer.
In my opinion, I would hold off till we get something from the bankruptcy court.
Well, I understand that, and just as important too, I hold off before. I won't do anything until I have briefing on that issue. I don't know what the answer is. Right?
At which point I'll bring in a bankruptcy lawyer.
Yes.
Your Honor, I don't think I disagree with anything that's been said to the extent I understand it. We did consult with our bankruptcy counsel about this, and their recommendation, which I think is consistent with what Mr. Polsenberg said, was you can't do anything as to Milwaukee. The orders as to Real Water and, ostensibly Hanna. Although we have a settlement with Hanna, so really that's neither here nor there, but those orders can be entered as to those parts.
Oh, I don't disagree with that. I've had many a bankruptcy. It doesn't stay the entire case, only stays as to the debtor. right? I mean, I get that. My question was really focusing on, which I really haven't seen where a court's made a decision, but hasn't yet signed the order. I don't know. That's why I asked that question. So I agree with everyone as far as everyone else, the case can proceed against the other defendants, right? But,
And just to be clear, sorry, on the Hanna orders, because Milwaukee had joined in Hanna's arguments, I think, especially if there's a settlement in place, I think it makes sense to hold off on those as well.
let's hold off on any Milwaukee orders
And Hanna orders.
and Hanna orders.
So, Your Honor, Joel Odou for real water. That begs the question then, there's a Hanna settlement with plaintiffs that needs to be accounted for in the final judgment. Whether we do that now or later, I just wanted to alert the court that that's a issue that's pending. That still is gonna have to, at some point, hopefully get resolved.
Right. So I want to make sure the record's perfectly clear as far as the bankruptcy is concerned. Milwaukee's filed bankruptcy, correct?
Correct.
Anyone else? No one else?
Well,
So how big, that was gonna say.
Yeah, real water is in bankruptcy. There
Okay.
are issues before the bankruptcy court that will be ruled on shortly. That's the judge's words in March of last, of 24.
Well, you have to understand in federal court, they move at a different pace than we do in state court.
Just for the record, I am not nodding.
Right, they move at a different pace. Okay,
Your Honor, the Milwaukee's bankruptcy is the only one that affects those issues here.
in this case,
Yeah.
okay. Remember that, they can note to that. All right. What impact, if any, does this have as far as down the road? In this case,
Well, Your Honor, I think
because
that,
we don't have a trial date in this one, is that correct? Okay, I am with you. This is, I have so, what do I have, 4 or 5 of these?
yes,
Yes.
Yes, yeah. I understand. I understand where we're at. This is Gallagher. Okay. All right. So I guess there's not much else to do as far as this matter is concerned. Is that correct?
No, Your Honor, if this court wanted to set a status check on the remaining trial issues in this case for 6 months or something like that, so we don't lose track of it, that would be fine.
That's always good to do, right? I agree. Let's set a status check.
Your Honor, just if I could just make sure that we're clear on things, what my understanding is, the takeaway is we will not do anything with respect to the orders relating to Hanna or Milwaukee. Fine with that. The orders as they relate to real water or the judgment, we'll revise those orders so that they apply only as to real water. We will include language in the orders that specifically say this order does not affect Milwaukee and reference the stay so that we're all clear that has no impact on Milwaukee whatsoever. It's only applicable as to real water.
sorry, but so you're proposing, for example, to have an attorney's fees award that's entered just against real water?
Yes.
Okay, I think I would have a problem with that because, or potentially, again, I should probably consult with bankruptcy counsel because we did join in real water's opposition to the attorney's fees. And the concern would be that even if the judgment's only being entered against the one party, it would be essentially overruling arguments that Milwaukee had made.
I don't think, well, Your Honor, I would disagree with that. I mean, it has no effect on Milwaukee. They're not subject to the judgment. So for the attorney's fees award, it would be limited to real water, who's still an active party in the case. I mean, we have to perfect those pending issues as to real water. We can't have them lingering because Milwaukee has filed bankruptcy.
Or the Milwaukee bankruptcy state has an impact other defendant litigants in this case.
Your Honor, our position is it doesn't.
I just said it doesn't, right?
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I said. It does not. I mean, I've had this issue come up 100 times. One co-defendant filing bankruptcy doesn't impact the ability to go against the other non-debtor, non-bankrupt defendant. It's not a stay against the whole case.
I understand that, Your Honor.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. This is what we'll do. And this is the best way to handle this because we've had a lot of discussion. I need order of some sort entered in this case, so I can make sure we don't run afoul of the bankruptcy court. Does that make sense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah. I mean, I just have to, because we don't want anything to run afoul of the bankruptcy court. I understand the automatic stay and the impact of it. I do. And I understand, the only thing, interestingly, one thing I was really good at, I never practiced in bankruptcy court except for one reason and one reason only. And that was to seek relief from the automatic stay to proceed against insurance proceeds. I understood that. Other than that, I leave it to the bankruptcy court. So, and Mr. Polsenberg, come in a sec. Sorry, I just want to have you jump in real quick. I propose an order where everything's clarified in the record so there's no confusion. Right?
Good idea, Your Honor.
Yeah, that's what I think we have to have. So who wants to prepare the order for me? Because we need to have it in there, because we can go back and we can listen to the minutes and listen to the discussion, but I need some finality on this because this is more of a complex case. It is. And you can work it out.
And so, Your Honor, I'll take the laboring oar on proposing an order. I'll run it by Mr. Polsenberg.
Yeah, to circulate it and get it done. And that way we have clarity on the record because, I mean, the automatic stay is clear, right? And it is what it is. And we just want to make sure we don't run afoul of the jurisdiction of the bankruptcy court.
Yes, Your Honor. It sounds like we're all on the same page with the, substantive matters. It's just,
Yeah.
Getting the procedural stuff in place, and we'll take care of that.
And I just want to make sure Sarah and I, my law clerk, don't run afoul of the bankruptcy court. That's all I want. That's all I want to make sure, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we need a status check. Is 180 days realistic?
Should be.
Yeah.
Should be.
I don't know if we need that long before we can confirm all this.
Well, I mean, I'm talking about just a status check down the road as far as the bankruptcy is concerned. And remaining, because we don't have a trial date, we don't have anything, right?
There's a UNFW third-party complaint against Rural Water that will at some point need to be set for trial, but
Yeah.
I think it's best to do it in 180 days and let some of these other issues work themselves out.
Right.
Great.
180 days.
The sunset date will be January 8th at 9 a.m.
It'll be regarding trial date.
Sounds good.
January, what year?
Bye.
Thank you.
I know. Wow.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yeah.
Everyone enjoy your day.
You too, Your Honor.